Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. And I think we've been making some ground towards positivity, in my opinion. That's just me, just me. In my opinion, I think we've been doing something good. All right. Now, if we haven't, feel free to let me know how we can all, especially me, be a little better on this channel. All right, either on this channel or in the comments section, in the inboxes, different platforms. Feel free to just let me have it. Okay, so we are about to check out this good one, man. I hope y'all are ready for it. It's somebody boots on the ground talking to people from Fox News. Obviously, it's from Fox News, but it's somebody boots on the ground talking to people, regular people, about the border crisis. And I got my opinions on it, but since I'm just now learning a whole lot about it, I try to keep my opinions to myself until I learn a little bit more. All right, but I will be running my mouth, and most times I will be wrong, but that's okay too. That's okay. Oh, and I just want to say thank you so much to the person who purchased something. We have one person who purchased something from BlueMonsterPrep.com. Listen, I'm not being unappreciative. Please don't think that I am. I am actually excited because I remember when I first started, people first started buying the hats, and I was like, man, look, we had 7 hats sold. Woohoo! 7 hats out of all the people that follow the channel. And I thought I was being funny, but I wasn't. Came off as unappreciative, but I actually really appreciate it. So thank you so much, guys. Anybody else who want to purchase something from Blue Monster Prep, make sure you put in code LFR. And if you spend more than $100, then you're going to get some free special treats, a lot of free special treats. All right, let's go.
This is something we've seen happen every single day. Del Rio sector extremely hot, averaging more than 700 apprehensions every day in the last week. This is the biggest single group I've ever seen come up to the border. They were opening this gate little by little, and then people would try to cram through and come into the United States.
Border Patrol doesn't have enough agents to process these folks. They're completely overwhelmed, and this situation is completely deteriorating.
It's essentially a free-for-all.
That is crazy, man. That is crazy. It's like word got out that, hey, everybody, we're going there. Huh? And they just letting people over. Yeah, they feeding you too. Oh, yeah. And they give you transportation. And they give you a goodie bag. Huh? Oh, yeah. They're going to probably give us jobs, too. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Listen, they only locking up like 2 out of 50. 2 out of 50 ain't bad.
If people can get across the river, they can just walk in. This was a single massive group of about 167 people who crossed, almost all of them single adults. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of these migrants crossing the Rio Grande in broad daylight. The city of El Paso, which is being inundated by illegal crossings right now.
That is wild. Can somebody please tell me why there are so many crossing? Please tell me. I just really need to know that, because are these other countries that bad, or is our country just that nice and that good? Because check this out. I have my own opinions on the country, and you know what I mean? Why would so many people just risk their lives and their freedom, give up everything that they have, just completely just leave their homes? They left their homes, man. They are done. They're out. When they go back to their houses or their apartments or wherever they're staying in their countries, them bad boys are probably gone. They probably move a whole new family in. They are out. They probably owed money. They probably are running away from crime that they committed. Well, how can we possibly know? And we just like, oh, but everybody, come on in. Come on. Immigrant, you're probably running from real bad situations. See, that's something that we do, man. We make people feel like assholes by assuming the worst when they're actually just running to better opportunities. But we're like, man, you probably running from the worst of the worst, and you probably come in, let me save you. Come on over and let me save you. I mean, clearly they want to save themselves. That's why they're trying to sneak into our daggone country. But this is wild, man.
It's no wonder they're irritated. If it wasn't for Mnuchin and Fox's excellent border team, no one in America would have seen these images Biden's team would rather everyone be in the dark about. The record-shattering 2 million migrant encounters this year so far.
Wow.
But the White House thinks this is all a very new crisis.
DHS put out a report laying out
Kareem.
what kind of a migration situation that we're dealing with, which is very new. I mentioned Venezuela, I mentioned Nicaragua, I mentioned Cuba. We have seen an increase of about 121% since last year of what's going on with these countries that are fleeing communism. So that has gone up. And if you look at the North Central America, in the last 3 months, we have seen a decrease of about 43%. So we are in a different kind of migration.
But that's your fault, though. I mean, I need for somebody over there to accept responsibility. That's your fault. That's the piece. Well, some people need to understand that's your fault. You did this. This is you. Because when it was only 5 people coming over, they was like, no, leave them alone. They trying to they deserve to have some freedom too. Then it became 50. Leave them alone. We got them. We can take them. Stop being mean to them. We don't need no wall. Then it became 500, then 5,000, then 50,000. And then it's like, whoa, where all these people come from? Where all these people come from? And now, not only that, but how we were pointing fingers and saying that Trump is building a wall. We need to stop him from building a wall. All he cares about is that damn racist wall. And then Biden becomes president, and he is starting to finish the wall. Decorate the wall, call it his own. They don't call it Trump's wall anymore. They say that they're not even building. They said that they're just fixing. They're fixing something that Trump messed up. That's what they're saying. They are now seeing what they encouraged. You guys encouraged this. Now it's here. Accept responsibility. Do something about it, or put your foot down. And you might come off as a hypocrite. So what? At some point, you need to be an adult and make a decision that's going to be the best for the country. When they say country first, why will somebody feel disrespected by that? We're all in the same country. We are all talking to each other because we want the same things for our country. We just want to put the country first. Look at your family. Before you take care of anybody outside of your household, you put your family first, right? Same thing. You got to look out for the people who are here, who are participating, who are doing something, who are contributing, who are from here and everything. You got to do that first. And then, but now you're seeing this influx all of a sudden. They wasn't doing all of this before Biden became president. We don't know what to do. It's just so many people all at once. It wasn't happening before. What we gonna do? Be adults. That's what you can damn do. Be adults.
Look
at that
component right now.
All right, Jesse, I want to talk about our very own Bill Melugin. Not only does he have better hair than you, but it's his own hair.
Oh, Greg, again, that's slander, and I will be speaking to my lawyer. The Politico article said there is a doozy at the border. I love how now a doozy is like lingo for a reporter that annoys Democrats. Like, oh, see the guy in the back? Reuters? He's a real doozy. And so, right. So we have our own very stupid son of a bitch down at the border now, too, which is great. So the White House says there's an alarmist quality to his reporting. So Biden lets in a record amount of illegals, record amount of fentanyl, record amount of people on the terror watch list. But they're like, don't be alarmed by this. The border's secure. They're not alarmed by any of that. They're alarmed that someone else is alarmed.
Right.
So then they say they're upset because our border doozy uses drones. And they'd prefer that he uses a tripod because the drone takes too much of a dramatic kind of footage. Now, this is the same political party that hired a Hollywood producer to produce a mini-series about January 6th with crying, sound effects, and about 1,000 different camera angles.
And they hired a producer and a camera crew to witness him riding a bike and then falling off the bad boy. He didn't expect the last part. Then he popped up like that, going Jim Carrey, talking about, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Then they said they're mad at...
Y'all remember when he played Fire Marshal Bill, right? Jim Carrey, when he played Fire Marshal Bill, said, let me tell you something.
Our border doozy because DeSantis leaked to him. They told him that he was going to do the flights to Martha's Vineyard. I mean, at least DeSantis tells them that he's doing this. Biden just flies them anywhere, doesn't tell anybody what he's doing. He does it in secret. And then they complained about the lack of nuance. They're saying that he focuses too much on the number of the migrants and instead of explaining the root causes of the situation.
What? Why in the hell? It's not his responsibility to talk about the root cause. As a matter of fact, what, he's supposed to do his reporting in the countries that they're from? Like, he's supposed to go to their country and interview them. Like, why are so many people leaving? Or should he use the people that's coming over as content and just interview them, assuming that he know how to speak the languages that they speak? Okay, so he need to interview them and find out why. Tell us more. Why? Well, I have a question. Are the answers to those whys going to pay for their transportation, pay for their housing and shelter, pay for their food, pay for their waste that they produce, pay for the crimes that some of them might commit, may or may not commit? Huh? Like, pay for their security, like making sure that nothing happens to them while they're here? Like, come on, those answers are not going to pay for any of that. So I don't get why he need to be figuring out the why he's at the border. No, he's letting y'all know, whoa, they're here again. Whoa, they're here again. Every single day is a whole bunch of them coming. Like, what's going on?
Now, I've heard the border doocy explain the root causes, and he says the root causes are coming from the White House. They decimated all the Trump border policies. They'd stopped building the border wall, and they've encouraged them to come over, and they're giving them free bus passes and free plane tickets. The bottom line is this. There's only one reporter on the border.
Yep.
They don't want even one.
Yep.
That is crazy too. And that's a little shady. That's shady. Like, they should have someone there at the border, but they don't have anyone. They was like, please, I hope nobody shows up with a camcorder or a phone. Please don't let no phones up here. That's shady.
That's what they don't want.
That's a great point. Although border doocy just sounds like something disgusting you find when there's no bathroom around. Judge, you know what's interesting? They're calling him irritating, but remember, we used to feel that Jim Acosta was irritating, but his irritating was obnoxiously ideological, where this is just a guy who's just reporting on things.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the facts and the truth are not what they're concerned about. They really think, Karine Jean-Pierre says, I don't know why we would reach out to them. They don't want a solution. They're putting people's lives at risk. So now she's talking about people like Bill Maloogian. He's not looking for a solution. He's just reporting the facts. Well, isn't that what Bill Maloogian is supposed to do?
That's what he's supposed to do.
And what's amazing is when Karine Jean-Pierre, she starts talking about the fact that this is all new. How is this new that we've got this 18 months? We've been watching these individuals from Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. And you know what's amazing? Today, I think it was Ned Price who was on the channel, and he was talking about all the successful efforts they've made to try to resolve the crisis. And he talks about the summit that they had of the Western Hemisphere this past summer to deal with these issues. And guess who wasn't invited? Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. I mean, they don't even talk to them.
Wow.
Let alone try to figure out how to resolve the issue. And
Yeah, how can they resolve anything if they're not even talking to him? They're not talking to him. You got to talk to him. They're like, hey, yo, what's going on? Why do you keep on sending people here? Oh, you're not sending people here? They just sneaking up out of your country. Not even sneaking, huh? They just leaving. Like, there's just, look, I'm out. They just chucking a deuce. Like, no jobs here? I'm going there. No jobs here? I'm going there.
you know what? They want to put the burden on Bill Maloogian to decide what are the root causes. Isn't that supposed to be Kamala's job?
He's doing a better job than Kamala.
He is.
He is.
He should be the vice president.
At least he shows up every day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he doesn't have an annoying laugh. Harold, it seems to me that whenever a problem is illustrated, it's either called a stunt or an irritation. What do you think?
Well, I think everything that's been said is right here. Bill Maloogian should be applauded for what he's doing. You only criticize, and Dana has a much more informed perspective on this, but politicians who criticize the press should only be critical. It should say there's only credibility behind the criticism if you're saying you're not telling the whole story.
Exactly.
There's a part of the story I'd like for you guys to uncover. Here's some additional information. There's no additional information here. We have a national security crisis at our border. I do wish that instead of directing anger at reporters, and every president has a reporter or a couple of reporters they don't like because oftentimes they're asking questions that are irritating. And if you would just answer the question, maybe the question would indeed go away. But we don't have a policy at our border, and we need one. It's a national security threat, and we ought to treat it as that. I've said before, I believe we should build a wall. I believe we should invest in that hemisphere. I believe we should have a streamlined asylum process to make it where everyone coming here doesn't believe they're going to get in just because they have a story that is horrifying and gut-wrenching.
This brother know more than Karine Jean-Pierre. I remember when Karine Jean-Pierre was talking and Peter Ducey was asking her questions about, okay, so what's your guys' plan? I mean, what alternative do we have? Rather than send them from Florida and Texas to inner cities, what do you think we should do? And she could not answer that. She would just say on and over and over and over, we have measures in place. We have legal measures in place already for all of this. Okay, tell us. We all here. You bring me some popcorn, peanuts, something. Go ahead, Karine. Feel free. Tell us all. She would not say anything, man. And that's the stuff that make you look crooked. That's the type of stuff that make you look like you don't know what you're doing. Look like you don't know how to do your job. And then you have, when you don't answer questions, you leave it up to the others to answer the questions for you. You can make it better for you and everyone on your side if you just answer it up front. That's my 2 pennies.
We need to have a transparent immigration system that spells out for every migrant or immigrant that comes here how you achieve legal citizenship. Think about the people who waited 5, 7, 10, 15 years to get in the country, did it legally. Watching this, it's an affront to them, it's an affront to the country, affront to our values, and there's no policy that anyone can articulate. Please don't criticize Bill Melugin. Get us a policy at the border.
Yeah, it goes back to we love immigrants coming here because immigrants generally love the country more in times, but we don't like line crossing. Yeah. You got to wait in line. We like hairlines too, apparently.
Yes, we do.
We were talking about this in the break yesterday. It sounds like it's too unbelievable, but we were talking about how Venezuela was emptying their prisons.
Yeah.
Isn't this something that maybe our government should be looking into?
Don't you think you want to check that out?
I guess they're busy going to the school board meetings.
Yeah, but what's the nuance,
Yes.
really? Like, don't we have some nuance? So this is a wonderful story. It's my favorite story, in addition to the migrants being bused. Because here's a little thing that happened. Last night, when the story broke in Political Playbook, I sent it to Bill Melugin right away. I said, well, you got under their skin. And he said, what's Playbook? Which was the best answer he could ever have given because he's so not a DC guy. Yeah. He's a reporter doing his job. And, along with Griff Jenkins, Casey Stegall, Matt Finn, Alexis McAdams, amongst others, all they're doing is making the White House look like Baghdad Bob. Mm-hmm. They're out there saying the border is secure, the border is secure, the border is secure. In the meantime, it's like, we're just showing you the pictures. Every single morning, Hemmer and I laugh. When you go to the reporter at the border, they'll say, well, Dana, 200 migrants just walked across the border. 20 migrants are lined up over here. It's unbelievable. And they have the White House has downplayed everything.
And they have babies out there, too. I have a question, man, and please don't take this the wrong way. When they change their babies, where does the waste go? When they change their baby Pampers and whatnot, where does the waste go? If there are a few ladies out there, I mean, I'm so serious, man. I want to know that because people are coming over and over and over and over and over again. And they're out there waiting, and they don't allow them sometimes to get on the train, get on the bus. Like, we're not picking you up. Go back. Like, get on. Like, seriously, do things properly. Right now, that's not the right way. Dude, I got questions, man. I got questions. Seriously, this is weird, man.
Gas prices, inflation.
Mm-hmm.
They got mad at reporters for saying that inflation might not be transitory. Crime, Afghanistan, baby formula. And now you have the border. So I think it's also pretty funny that the only reason the media is covering the border story today is because the White House is mad at a Fox reporter and they let it out.
Yeah.
It's my favorite story.
There you go.
That's crazy, man. We are mad at one of the reporters because he's irritating. What is he doing that's irritating you? He's coming out to the borders and he's telling people what they're doing. Well, then what are your reporters doing? The side that, that's on your side, and want to make sure that the real truth, you know, the truth that you want to spread is being put out there. We don't have anybody out there because we don't want this to be news. It's not news. Like, forget about it. People are coming over, whatever. They claim they're coming over. And I mean, seriously, they don't care to report it at all because it makes them look bad. And that's the thing that I don't trust about this daggone social media stuff. If it does not fall right there in your face, somebody's hiding it. If Bill Melugin, the Fox News reporter, who they call Border Doocy because he's irritating the Democrats, if Bill Melugin didn't go over there and with his drone and start taking videos and capturing what was going on, seeing all the people walking across the river and seeing all the people in line and telling the stories that would not be told unless he did it. How could we understand the conversation? How could we really understand how serious it was? Do they want everything to be hearsay? Do they just want to report and we just hear them, we just listen to them and we believe them and just move on with our days? They don't want us to question a damn thing. That's ridiculous and it's shady. It's shady as hell. And for somebody like me who really want to make a decision based off of actual truth and facts, come on, man. You don't even want a daggone reporter out there. That's what's irritating you. Not that he's asking the right questions or anything like that. Not that he represents Fox News. You don't want anyone reporting that. That you say if you're going to be out there reporting, have a tripod. We don't trust the drone. You make it look way too dramatic. Okay, if you want it shot and reported properly, send your people out there. Problem fixed. That way you can actually discuss what's going on properly and put it in front of your people. You don't want this to be in front of your people. That's the only reason why reporters aren't out there. I bet if it was a Black Lives Matter rally, your reporters would be all over that. Every single reporter that work, drop what you're doing right now. I don't care if you're doing another number 2. I don't care if you're making love to your lady. Drop what you're doing. Black Lives Matter is having a rally. They having something. They're having a protest. We need everybody out there to show people how bad it is because of Republicans. Man, y'all are ridiculous, man. I swear to goodness, y'all need this daggone start being more honest. Really. Please let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all. Bye.